Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Ali. I'm a final year medical student at Cambridge University, and in this video we're going to be talking about tips for the MMI, the multiple mini interviews, which is the interview format that the majority of the medical schools in the UK use these days. Now, this is quite a short video, and that's because we've already got a video with 13 tips on how to prepare for interviews, and as you'll see, the very first point is that interviews and MMIs, there's so much overlap between them that any tips that apply to interviews also apply to MMIs. Anyway, in this video we'll be hearing from a few different medical students about, advice they've got for your MMI preparation, things you can do on the day. I hope you find it useful. I'm just going to roll through the tips and then I'll see you at the end for the classic like, comment, subscribe thing. See you shortly. One thing that I would say is that people often think that interview preparation and MMI preparation are separate entities when they're really not. We often get people who would say that, oh, I'm looking for an MMI course, not an interview course. And that just doesn't make sense to me, because the skills you need to do well in an interview are exactly the same as the skills you need to do well in an MMI. MMI just gives you that interview in bite-sized chunks, maybe about 8 minutes long. So if you are applying to universities that exclusively use MMI, don't fall into the trap of ignoring interview advice in favor of MMI advice, because it's basically the same thing, and there are loads of decent resources out there aimed at preparing you for the interviews, which you can also use to prepare for MMIs.
Tips for MMI, timing. Timing is really important for MMI, so I think definitely practice giving your answers under a time pressure, so maybe like 5 to 8 minutes. It varies depending on where you're interviewing at.
The good thing about an MMI interview is that you have a clean slate each time, but obviously it doesn't always quite work like that. If you mess something up in one station, you might feel really mortified and it might kind of crash your performance on the next one if you're not careful. So if you're the kind of person to get stressed out and take it to heart, just try and work out ways to calm yourself down. For me, when I get worried, the simplest things are the best. So I just take a few seconds, take a few deep breaths and move on. And that really helps.
You need to be able to think on your feet, because they're not going to go in and ask you, I don't know, when was the NHS invented, but they could ask you something around a hot topic, like a current debate topic. So you need to be able to have these ideas in your head and be able to formulate an argument for them without being rehearsed, which goes back to what I was what I always say, where it's prepare your answers but try not to come across rehearsed. Just go by talking points as opposed to a script.
My main thing with MMIs would be to try, again, speaking out loud, talking to people about anything, about any subject. Try tackling ethics questions with your friends. Try explaining weird abstract concepts to each other. So things like how to tie your shoe without using any hand gestures, showing someone how to tie their shoe. Different funny things like that get you used to that 5-minute scenario. I guess also anything a bit medical as well, so just think about random questions of what would you do if you found someone who needed medical attention. Things like that are really useful just to get your brain in training for doing 5-minute quick scenarios, and they're not expecting you to be perfect, otherwise there'll be no point applying to do the medical course, but they're just wanting to see someone who copes under pressure and who can try their hand at lots of different things and do generally well across the board.
Oh, and relax. Just relax and don't focus on how you do in other stations, just always think about the station that you're in.
Alright, thank you very much for watching. Those were 6 tips for the MMIs, the multiple mini interviews. I really hope you found them useful. And in addition to the 13 or 14 tips we've got from the interview video, that gives you about 20 tips for interview preparation and MMIs and all that. So yeah, if you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please consider doing so. We've got loads more videos coming, as always, about interviews and other things related to the medicine application. And I also do vlogs every now and then about life as a medical student, so you might like to watch those. But yeah, thanks for watching, have a lovely day, and I'll see you next time. Bye!